Hello, everybody. My name is Sam Johnson. I'm the Partner Success Manager here at PayTrace, and I am very excited to be joined by PayTrace's newest partner in Chrometa. And from Chrometa, I have Chihab Bahhadi, who is the CTO of Chrometa. Chihab, thank you so much for hopping on this call today.
Hi, Sam, and thank you for having me.
So, I'm really specifically excited about this partnership because Chrometa is providing a solution that we've never actually had um, really an integration or an embedded payment solution to, in that you guys do remote work time tracking. Could you tell me a little bit more about kind of an overview of who is Chrometa, what you got, what the solution does, and I'd love to even hear a little bit more about yourself.
Sure, yeah, thanks. I'm one of the co-founders of Chrometa. We started back in 2007. It's a passive time tracking solution, meaning that it's like having someone sitting next to you with a timer and recording all the time that you spend working on documents, emails, and websites. And yeah, so it's a background program that runs on the computer, PC or Mac, and just records your time as you're going through the day.
I love that. And I have to imagine that kind of post-pandemic really kind of brought out a need for your solution, especially as there's a lot more remote work. Who are maybe some of the typical clients that you guys work with?
Sure. So our typical client is someone who hates timekeeping, which is a very broad demographic. But specifically, I would say professionals who bill by the hour
Mhm.
and they need to have an accurate timesheet or time card to submit for invoicing. So typically that would be like lawyers, accountants, freelancers. So anyone who needs to keep a very accurate tab of their timesheet,
Mhm.
or if they need to submit very precise and transparent invoices to their clients.
There you go. I love it. And that honestly, that kind of brings me into my next question. Originally, when I heard about this partnership coming together, I'm like, interesting time tracking. I don't necessarily understand how that ties into payments, but when you start talking about you know, um, billable hours and invoicing, that really kind of brings in the need for an AR solution. So I'd love to hear a little bit about kind of how the partnership with PayTrace came together, um, and really what is the need that I guess our solution as a payments provider is filling for you guys.
Sure. So there is a module in Chromena where you can create invoices from the timesheets that
Mhm.
we create. And I would say that our users are really good with creating their invoices and bills at the end of the billing cycle. Uh, but they don't have, or they didn't have a tool to keep track of payment statuses. So
Mm.
typically, our user would send an invoice and they need to manually check if the invoice was received, was paid
Mm.
partially or fully paid, and they need to send reminders and check against them bank statements, which is a very tedious task. And actually, it adds a lot to their backlog. So we've had users who uh, sometimes they go back as far as 18 months
Oh.
just to check that their invoices were completely paid. And sometimes it can even happen in mid-sized to large companies. So even if they have a billing department, that's still a big problem because it's not an automated process. So yeah, so that's actually where you fit in, and being able to seamlessly integrate PayTrace with Chrometa, we have a real-time payment status for
Mhm.
each invoice, and then through the integration, we can send reminders, help them. So you can also prepare emails for reminders with different balances that need to be paid out, etc. It adds a missing piece And so we didn't think of when we first created Chrometa, but it actually completes the entire process from time collection to
Mhm.
payment collection.
I love that. I love that because you're it's funny and you mention it in it's even kind of these mid-sized to large businesses, but there's always going to be that kind of concept of human error, which, right, when you think about timekeeping, tons of human error when you don't have automation and tools in place where you have to kind of do that on your own. Lots of inaccuracies or right things that fall through the cracks. Payments, I see that as the exact same way.
Yeah.
But personally, as a consumer myself, I've missed bills and people don't remind me, and I sometimes I'll get a bill like you said, 18 months later, and it's like
Yeah.
not all about that. So,
Yeah, we don't like that. It adds actually more trust in the system when it's fully automated. Um, and yeah, just to a point of making errors. About a couple of months ago, I made a duplicate payment
okay.
because my wife received an invoice, I received a reminder, and so that's also a something like a risk that will be mitigated by having a frictionless and integration and like automated system.
I love that. I think that's fantastic. So, again, thank you so much for kind of introducing this partnership. I really like the fact that we are an embedded solution into your software. So, really works well with Chrometa. Would love to have you back for maybe a future kind of partner spotlight where we can see the solution in place. But for now. Uh, Shahab, thank you so much for hopping on here. I will make sure that anybody that's interested in learning more about this partnership, we're going to have some links in the description of this video. Please check out the partner announcement and go poke around the Chrometa and the PayTrace websites for a lot of really good information. Again, thank you so much, Shahab.
Thank you very much. Thank you for your time.